Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah. 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 And yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Dodgers win the World Series. What's that graphic doing up there? Hold on one second. That's not the right one. We needed this one. The Yanks slam, Dodgers sweep. Volpe goes granny and Yanks win. Wow. That was a game of baseball that, if you're a fan of the New York Yankees, you certainly enjoyed. However, I would point out to those of you who are, like myself, fans of the Los Angeles Dodgers, I'm going to keep taking off glasses until I get to glasses zero. That was not fun to watch. And we'll get into some of the reasons why it's a long-standing playoff managing problem with Dave Roberts, who does not value World Series games the same way I do. And I value them quite a lot. But Dave's good with Game 5, so let's get to it. Thanks, Dave. Guess we shouldn't have watched tonight, huh? Because you weren't gonna try, I guess. So good for you, maybe. Ugh, yikes. All right, we got a cast of thousands tonight. It's very exciting. It's the first time we're going for a triple play, much like the Padres against the Dodgers in that game where they clinched a playoff spot. We're going triple play tonight, people. That's right, because we've got not one, not two, but three experts about the world of baseball standing by to join us, as always, led onto the field by the great grandpappy himself, TV's Mitch Massey. Mitch, how are you? It's good to see you.
Please, a moment of silence.
Yes, let's all have a moment for the Dodgers World Series victory party that we all had planned for tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Not really what we were hoping for. Also joining us to bring the New York Yankees perspective to life in a way that only he can. I'm very excited to welcome back my very good friend, Mr. Stuart Lead. Stu, how are you tonight? Feeling better, I'm guessing.
Well, it's about time. You know what I mean? I think eating 4 hot dogs is the trick. That's what does it.
You went the quad on the hot dogs today.
Yes, and I wasn't going to go for it, but then I ate it, and look what happened at the final innings. I mean, God, what a great thing!
My goodness! And here to provide the
Did
unbiased.
You see me, by the way?
Listen. No, you're the man, and I'm a big fan. But I got to bring one more person on. I can see you. You're fine. I see you.
You guys.
Okay. Oh, you can't see me? Well, you know what? Join the club. Here is America's favorite Phillies fan. You know her, you love her. You can't have this stream without her. It's Amy Huggins. Amy, how are you? Oh, there's a special guest tonight.
That's Pepper.
Hi, Pepper Huggins. Well, I'm so glad Pepper was able to join us. Stu, we can see you. I don't know why you're clicking on and off. I promise you, we see you and hear you, Stu. And as the representative of the Bronx Bombers here, why don't we start with you, Stu? Stu, where's this team been all series? What woke them up tonight? What was the big difference?
This is what happened. That's the difference.
Oh,
they brought the bats.
They brought the bats.
And you weren't going to hold them down too long. You know what I'm saying? They had to come through every once in a while. But today was a great day for them, honestly. It was with Volpe. I was going to bash Volpe big time, but Volpe really came through.
Came through in a big way, huh?
Yeah, I was on him for that terrible writing mistake. But then, obviously, he hit the grand salami, and that's a New York term. And then, and then he made that great play at home, too. Fantastic. Yeah. By the way, can we just talk about one thing?
Yeah, we can talk about many things.
How about the Mookie Betts steal? The fan. Did everyone like that behavior? Was that good?
Well, first off, I think there might have been assault charges filed.
Correct. Yes, that is technically assault. If somebody came up and grabbed you, in fact, assault is even touching you on the street. Exactly. That is assault. That is.
Well,
but the second guy who grabbed his wrist, I mean, that is
what was that about?
Like, assault.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Assault.
I don't know. Mitch, you ever seen anything like that?
No, but I sit here and respectful to a Yankee fan and to what the Dodgers were doing. They had 4 pitchers tonight who would never pitch in the World Series and basically never pitch in the playoffs. And if the Yankees were going to do anything, you had one guy who went 4 innings and threw 56 pitches. Okay, that was okay. And then you decide, I'm going to have one guy pitch 1 inning. It took him 52 pitches to get out of the inning. All
Yeah.
the Dodgers did was sacrifice a bunch of minor leaguers, guys from the minor leagues who shouldn't be on the big league club. Hudson would not have been on this club if it wasn't for the injury. And you want to say, here, Yankees, we're giving you everything possible to hit the ball on 4 pitchers that should not be on this club, but we're going to give you a chance because we're saving everyone for everyone else. So when you want to say we get really excited because of, well, the Yankees finally showed up, they're going against basically AAA pitchers, and that's where the Dodgers had this pitching staff. And then you say, well, look what we did. Yes, they won, but the Dodgers still within all of that were only down 5-4 with a chance to look at this.
Yeah.
And where I give the credit to in all of this is give the credit to the Yankees pitching staff. They stepped up, they neutralized the Dodger bats without getting any momentum and did a fabulous job. And on the other end, so the Yankees were desperate and had to go with the right guys. They brought in their biggest leverage closer guy, in the middle of the game, because we just have to do that to get the greatest leverage to not get any momentum. But the Dodgers, oh my God, Dave Roberts, here you go. We're going to give you a chance. If these guys can somehow keep us in there, that's great. But see, tomorrow will be a real Major League Baseball game because established pitchers for both teams will go. And then we can say, all right, we have a real baseball game.
Yeah. It did feel a little bit like a spring training game by the end.
Yeah.
Which was.
Oh my God, blaming it on that. Can Honeywell start tomorrow? That would be nice.
Yeah.
We're going to do back-to-back bullpen games. Why not?
Yeah.
No, I think tomorrow, obviously, and the problem is because you have tomorrow, now you have Garrett Cole.
Exactly.
And now you have a real problem, Dodgers, because if you do not take care, I mean, look, Garrett Cole is amazing. He's, he's no, chump. And if you cannot handle him, then you're coming back to LA and the series is still alive and the history is building. And now it's like, well, you better hope Yamamoto can staunch the bleeding in game 6 or Walker Buehler in 7, and anything can happen in 7. This is how it is. The best case scenario for a Yankee fan. Stu, are you with me on this fantasy, or am I just over worried at this point?
No, I think it's correct. Obviously throughout the whole game, the stats just keep on hitting you over the head with no back, 3-0 before, or 0-3, sorry. And, it's scary to hear that, by the way. But if they keep on hitting tomorrow, if we grab tomorrow, there's a chance. I know we're definitely grabbing at straws a little bit because if Ohtani gets a couple of home runs, which he's due for, by the way, it's going to be scary because they could light it up very quickly. But so can the Yanks if they feel a little confidence. Confidence goes a long way. It does.
Well, you have Flaherty going, which real simple is he's great at home. He's absolutely horrendous on the road. Where Cole is, Cole pitched okay in the first game. Obviously, he's home. He's really tough at home, and it will not surprise me. Hey, we're going back to LA, and going back to LA, they'll play on Friday, which is Fernando Valenzuela's birthday. So all the things line up to be just really very sentimental.
I don't know. I just think you gave them hope. You started with another Freddie Freeman homer, and from that point on, I would have tried much harder to win this baseball game. Just because, get it over with. No, don't play for tomorrow, Dave. Amy, give us your thoughts.
Did you all see and hear what Ken Rosenthal said right before the game? Which was,
go ahead.
It was, if I have this correct, it was very short and sweet. And he said, if Dave Roberts sees that they have a chance to win a game, he'll keep the A team in there. But once he realizes it's lost, in comes the B.
Yeah. And I guess my question is 6-4.
He sacrificed the game. Fine. I have no problem with it. But again, I'm a Phillies fan. I'm sorry. And Colin, you sound like a Phillies fan. Oh, no.
Yeah.
We're going to lose.
I'm not
Game
I'm
4,
not panicked
Game
yet,
6.
although
Stop it.
apparently
Stop.
we did lose
You
your
lost
video, Amy,
tonight.
so
Forget about
double
it.
check the
Don't
camera.
even look back. Look forward, Mr. Fan. Tomorrow, and you have so many more chances than the Yankees. Like Dodgers fans, stop, please. You are
All
in the
right.
catbird seat. I'm just
I
saying.
would rather be up 3-1 than down 3-1. I will say that.
And of course,
Jinx you
wouldn't it
guys,
be
by
great
the way.
for you? Wouldn't it be great for all the Dodgers fans? Yes, you have them on the ropes, man. They're hanging by a thread. Just put them away tonight. Okay, it didn't happen. Onward. Woo.
Right.
Let's take you back to the Mets series when the Dodgers were trying to close out the Mets in New York. Okay, they got pounded. Was it 12-6? Then they
Yeah,
went
very,
back
very
home and it
similar.
was what 10-5 or 10-4, whatever that was. And you just kind of say, yeah, we're saving our leverage, guys. If there was a look at it, but he's not going to all of a sudden now it's 6-4, fine. We might be there. Can we get some bats? But when it became 7-4, he says, I'm not going to go to the bullpen and take one of my leverage guys just to get out of this inning. And he couldn't get it. So he just sacrificed him. And that's because he has a couple games in which to maneuver with.
Yeah. It just seems to me, I hate to agree with anything that Derek Jeter has ever said, but every night on the postgame show, he talks about how each one of these games is so precious and that you cannot afford to not treat every game like the opportunity it is to put a World Series win on the board. And I don't think the Dodgers are out of a game down 5-4, 6-4, middle innings. I think, they ran into some, a hot bat tonight with Volpe, touched him up for a granny. You tip your cap, but this team has scored more than 6 runs in like 7 of the last 8 playoff games or something. They've been on an incredible, hot streak. So why, I feel like Dave is too quick to throw in the towel sometimes on these things. And tonight it just did feel again like he
doesn't have a fourth starter. Simple.
Yeah.
I have to say, I got 3 guys. I got the very best out of 3 starters.
Yeah.
And I can't sacrifice anyone. I don't have a 4th starter.
Yeah.
Just about every baseball team will have a 4th starter. The Dodgers don't have one.
No,
They
not,
don't.
not right now.
No, they just don't.
What do you guys think about though the bullpen game? Like every time I honestly I look down 1 second, look back up, there's a new pitcher. It was like, what happened? Don't you need a little bit of a flow? Not everyone's a last inning reliever, right? Honestly, a closer. Right. And I don't know. It's just that they got yanked in like 2 seconds.
I think we've seen 2 flavors of bullpen game from the Dodgers this postseason. We've seen the everybody goes 1 inning and that's it bullpen game. Start fresh at the top of an inning and just go boom, 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 boom. And then we've seen the bullpen game where there's like an opener and then a guy tries to get some bulk innings. And usually that guy is Landon Knack, or, Honeywell or somebody like that. And they've had some success with the latter, but I thought they had very good success with the former, where it was just like every inning, here's a new arm. We're going to, we got 3 starters and 10 pitchers on the roster. In addition to the starters, we're carrying 13 pitchers for the playoffs. So let's go. Everybody throws an inning and we'll pick the order, so that, you face up against guys that you're good against. But, I think, as has been noted before by my favorite baseball writer, Molly Knight, this is all front office driven. The fact that Landon Knack was going to eat a lot of innings tonight was told to Dave Roberts. He was given a plan for how to use the resources for tonight. And he executed the plan that the front office wants him to. Now, look, they have won the most games in baseball multiple times over the last several years. They've been to the World Series 4 of the last 8. What am I? Can I complain? Sure. Does it make me kind of a, bad Dodger fan? Maybe. It's just hard to fathom the part where you give up on a World Series game. It just, I'm a fight to the last out kind of guy. I'm a,
you don't give up if you have 4 starters. I mean, this is
well,
but they got 4 all-stars at the top of the lineup. Why?
Can I say something about that?
Yeah,
somebody else coined this. You touched on it, Mitch. Somebody else coined the phrase, but so far it's No Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, no,
He's
no Joey.
been nothing. Seriously.
But he's
And,
hurt,
and
though.
I
He's hurt,
salute him. He's the greatest player in baseball. He's done historic things. He will continue to do so. I'm not even dumping on him. I'm just saying the Dodgers have done all this without him, which I think I said the other night. But yeah, he now start hitting those home runs again. He's done nothing. I think he's 1 for like 13.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about the Dodger pitching staff. A good point is look at the number 7, 8, and 9 hitters, 7 RBIs. And you look up until the 9th inning, the top 6 batters in the Yankees order, the top 6 up until the 9th, 1 hit. The bottom 3, 5 hits, 7 RBIs. I mean, it's just that's where they lost it. They took care of the big part of the lineup, and they got beat on the bottom, which is really kind of what the Dodgers do in a way.
Yeah, definitely can. It was definitely kind of who would be up next for the Yanks tonight. But the big bat you want to see come to life is Mr. Aaron Judge. And did you see some stirrings there, Stu? Did you see some signs of Judgian life? Will he soon be hitting a Judgian blast?
Well, I'll tell you,
Judge's against Honeywell. Oh, God.
Judge's best hit was the one that beamed him, by the way. But that you know what he gets. I think it was a single, right? It wasn't a double, right? It was a single late on in the later innings. It was a nice stroke, but it was like garbage time, so it didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, it was easy for him to swing that. There was no pressure. I didn't think as much, which is good for him. At least he got a knock. You know what I'm saying? At least he got something.
Right. Yeah, you know.
And then if he comes alive, you guys are in big trouble. You know what I'm saying? You really, you know, if look, Volpe is not going to be doing that he's not getting grand slams all the time. And I was a little upset. You know, they didn't hit it all for the last 3 games, right? It was very scary. They didn't do anything.
Well, again, look at who they're hitting against. I'm just trying to tell you, Hudson most of the time in the minor leagues. He shouldn't be pitching in the World Series. So essentially, again, your Dodgers elected to go with 4 minor league pitchers against the New York Yankees. And I hope to God any Major League Baseball team can score a lot of runs against a minor league pitching staff. I mean, that's the reality.
Well, that minor league staff, though, has, gotten it done in the past. And it just...
Well, it's the regular season they've gotten it done because it's a whole different animal. Now, you want to bring in the leverage guys. The Yankees will not hit against the leverage guys. They haven't shown it. And so all of a sudden you start doing that and you bring in your A list of pitchers and it's completely different. This was, again, let's see if we get some hits. Let's see if we can get a little bit lucky with guys who we're just trying to save some arms for the next 3 games possibly. And you want to say, hey, they were there, but then the offense could not get that big inning. So they had the opportunities, but then you just kind of like, we're not going to waste arms. We're going to let a couple guys just basically throw the bulk of the game, and we'll just, hey, if they keep us in it, great. If not, so be it. But again, the key is you talk about Dave Roberts giving up. I will defend it on the other side, Colin, which again, if I'm managing a team and I've got 3 starters and then an entire bullpen and I've got a 3-0 lead, I must be able to prepare for the journey of possibility as opposed to throw everything at this game when I know that if I don't win and I throw everything at this game, now I have compromised my entire pitching staff. So the Dodgers did what they have been able to do to a point. It's a bullpen game, but not with the bullpen pitchers when they call a bullpen game. 1 inning this guy, 1 inning this guy, which means they brought leverage guys here. They're AAA pitchers.
Yeah. Quick note from Morgan. Thanks for joining in, Morgan. You can tell Ohtani is not 100% when he is swinging. Agree with that. It's we'll find out after the season how much pain he's actually playing through. But one guy who is not playing with pain apparently, and is apparently just inflicting pain would be TV's Freddie Freeman. Let me ask you, Amy, as a longtime Phillies fan, I'm sure you were hip to Freddie Freeman's AL or NL East act for a lot longer than we were here in the West. What are you seeing in Freddie? And is this guy possibly one of the more underrated superstars in baseball?
Maybe he's underrated from people who don't see him a lot. Being a National League East fan, yes. I was so happy when at least he went to the West. We only had to see him in 6 games, 7, whatever that was. But
Right.
I don't know that he's underrated. He is phenomenal, and he's even more so in the World Series. And did you see the sign a fan held up there? Freddie, please stop.
Please stop. No stopping for Freddie.
I
No.
mean, really, he is sensational, and I would, brace yourself, Yankee fans, for more. I really think he's on a heater, as they say.
Yeah,
No, he is. No, he's great. I'll tell you. Freddie Freeman, first of all, his haircut is awesome, by the way. I love Freddie Freeman. But but he's on a team. This is the thing. He became the third banana, right? Honestly, he became the third guy on that team. Right? He is underrated, without a doubt, right? And then when he got hurt, then he was limping along and whatever. It was a problem that way because no one knew that he would deliver this way. But yikos. I couldn't believe he hit another one today. I was really upset.
It was hilarious.
Hey.
He may hit another tomorrow. Who knows? I mean, we saw some quintessential Yankee Stadium homers tonight. A couple of big blasts, but a couple just little pop flies that barely made it out. So Stu, you're feeling good about Game 5 behind your big boy Garrett Cole. What are you feeling tonight?
You know what? I have to feel good regardless, right? I really do. This win was good, right? But I don't want him to sort of have that sort of hangover, right? That victory hangover, which is always a terrible thing. Thinking, we just got to go out there and just do what we did yesterday, which is always a bad strategy. So, but they gotta it's great when the other guys come through like a Volpe. That's what wins these games with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you're just waiting for those the big three coming up, it's hit or miss, obviously, pun intended. But but Chisholm, though, I don't know why they put Chisholm. Did you like putting Chisholm at fifth?
I thought their current best hitter probably was Stanton.
Yes,
so moving him further down on the lineup, I didn't understand that at all. But
that's.
I
don't like Chisholm's okay, but he's not. He shouldn't be taking Stanton's position, right? And of course, you'll pitch to. You don't have to pitch to Judge if you're pitching to Chisholm, right?
Right.
I don't understand that at all, but regardless. But we won, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly. All's well that ends well, and it was kind of a wipeout. So there you go. All right, listen, a wipeout games. There's not much really to critique. We can only really look forward. I think it was kind of we knew what Dave was getting into when he well, I could tell he wasn't going to try when I think there was an early situation, second and third, and they pitched to Stanton with first base open. I'm like, what the. What? Are you kidding? Why are you pitching to him in this situation? Just let it ride. I don't care. We're coming back tomorrow. We're already in New York. Might as well hang out. So it was kind of, I know, maybe Dave has theater tickets or something. He's still going to get.
Speaking of not pitching to someone, when are they not going to pitch to Freddie Freeman? Honestly, I wouldn't do. Honestly, tomorrow, put him on. Seriously. Yeah. Put him on.
No, you're absolutely right. I just, even as a Yankee fan, I just hate when if he's gonna be excellent, let's see him be excellent. Right? I just hate that a little bit, but do it anyhow because he's just too much. He's too much. But luckily, he's hitting him in the beginning now, not at the end, which is better.
Maybe tomorrow he'll hit him in the middle for fun.
Yeah, I tell you the best part about the Yankees winning is that there's more baseball. It would have sucked. I know. It would have sucked.
It could show be no name continues.
Yeah, it could be the last day of the season, the last day of this show tomorrow. So we shall see how it goes. Well, if anyone else has a comment or wants to chime in, please. We're just about wrapped up. This is the kind of high quality comments we get. Lisa Calloway, poopy tonight. Poopy. Well, yes, Lisa, you're not wrong. I mean, but
Yeah. And who's the legendary politician that made that word popular? Trivia tonight.
Pope. Who? I don't know. George Bush the First.
No, it's during the resurrection. Is that she was in there and she called this is poopy. What she called Donald Trump. So it's just just stuff. That's what I first thought of is Yeah, we need it's turned into a political show now. Sorry about that.
No, that's a different show I do. I do a
Yes,
very different show.
different. Yes,
that you're
I
always
gotta
actually have
stretch 4
baseball
hours, though. You
trivia.
gotta
I
stretch
got
4
good
hours.
baseball trivia.
like,
Yes.
let's hear it, Amy.
Who can name the former Phillies player who's gonna get a ring if the Dodgers win a World Series, and he is a relief pitcher?
Oh,
And
he's
wow,
he's a relief pitcher.
A relief
yes.
pitcher who like ended the year with the Phillies,
And
but
you
started
know,
with the
you only
Dodgers.
have to be on the team for a few days to
Yeah.
get the.
Doug McGraw.
It's Tug McGraw. That's
Yeah.
like the late Tug
The
McGraw.
late
Back from the grave. No,
Who
he
did the
was very
Dod-
good for the Phillies and suddenly just kind of fell off the shelf there last year, and the Dodgers picked him up. And his name
Sir
is
Anthony
Connor
Dominguez?
Brogdon. Connor Brogdon.
Connor Brogdon.
And he actually
Well-
pitched in a couple games for the Dodgers. Yeah. How
I
about that?
will say this. There was a period in the summer where, and I watch every summary, every extended highlight version of Dodger games. Like it's my end of day routine. If I, sometimes I watch the game live, but minimum I watch the 10-minute highlight package just so I can like follow the team this year. There were days where guys were pitching, I had no idea who they were. Like they literally could have been pulling people out of the stands, and I think half the time they were, because it was like, we have who now? Dominguez, Raphael, so some like people who like I have no idea. You could maybe find them if you had MLB The Show and played the minor league, teams.
Yeah.
You could go down to their AA franchise and play a AA game. Stu,
Here you go.
Did you play the
Here-
show this year, Stu?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I played the World Series. I'm doing the World Series. I'm up.
Ooh.
I'm the Yankees. I'm beating the Dodgers, of course.
Oh my God. Okay.
I'm up 3-1 right now. So
here's what's going to happen. Okay. Yeah. If the Dodgers don't win Game 5, Thursday night on this stream, Stu and I will play MLB The Show.
Oh my God. All right.
I'll play the Dodgers. You play the Yankees. We see how it goes.
Okay, great.
Deal?
That sounds good.
That'd be really fun. All right, but let's hope that the World Series comes to an end, because I would hate for Stu to have to, have a Yankee win in the game and a loss in video games the night after.
No, I know, but still, just let it ride. Let it ride. Good. Let Yankee Dodgers.
I hate to say this, Dodger fans, but again, being kind of I don't even know why I'm talking on this show. Anyway, but just it's because I like baseball so much.
You're a baseball fan.
I wouldn't mind another Yankee win. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Stu, I'm sorry that I do consider the Yankees the evil empire, but in the interest of baseball and watching and just wanting exciting like today, yay! At least it was a game. So come on, Yankees, make it just one more. More.
Right. No, you look forward to it. It's nice. It's like, it's great. It's really great.
This is how I felt last year when it was like Rangers Diamondbacks. Who cares? But give me some excitement. Do something. So I totally get where you're coming from, Amy. Don't worry, and you're good on our side.
And this is not like the Rangers Diamondbacks. Oh heaven, no. At least we have two sort of sterling teams,
right.
And I know you can't help it if you're a Ranger, but there's like what?
Oh yeah, no, there's history. There's history.
Well, yeah, the vignettes. You can't have vignettes. You can't.
Oh, exactly. Oh, and trust me, Stu knows his way around a good vignette. Morgan Massey, God bless you. Where do you rank Freddie's performance in the World Series all time? Well, 4 games, 4 homers. It's pretty consistent. Got to be in the top 10, I think.
New Dodger record for most RBIs in a World Series.
Yeah, would have been nice if they'd been able to close it out tonight a little cleaner, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. And if Freddie goes 0 for 4, I think, the moment becomes legendary, but the performance is just terrific, not, all-timer. And now if he hits 2 homers tomorrow, and leads the Dodgers to the World Series victory, then we'll reassess, and probably top 5, I would say then. But for right now, I'd say he's hovering around the outside of the top 10, and which way the series and his own, statistics break will determine whether or not he becomes, kind of like, who are the others that you think of, panel, when you think of all-time World Series performances? Mitch?
Reggie Jackson.
Of course. Mr. October. Derek Jeter, Mr. November.
Yeah.
Right? Stu, who else from the Yankee history?
Well, if you want to go back, Garrick had a great average in the World Series, and Ruth did too. Ruth always had 18 home runs, not 18. Mantle as well, right? And Barrow would have played it.
Two great pitchers, Bob Gibson and Oral Hershiser.
Yeah, Hershiser
dominated. Hold on a second. You put Oral Hershiser in the same sentence as Bob Gibson?
I'm talking from a World Series performance standpoint.
Series, you can get Oral's short-term performance in there along with it. And then, of course, what about Sandy Koufax, 65, pitching Game 7 on 2 days rest, and a complete game. Crazy what they used to do.
Willie Stargell. How about Willie Stargell?
Pops, love it.
Pops. Yeah.
Love it. Amy, what do you got? World Series all-time performances.
This is not in my wheelhouse. Brad Lidge.
Yes, Brad. Well, I can tell you who it's not. Mitch Williams,
like Chris Short, Jim Bunning. Oh yeah, Don Money. Was he in a World Series? I don't know. Bo Belinsky. Seriously, Richie.
Bo Belinsky ended his career as an Angel. Good one.
No.
Wow.
What about Pujols? Didn't Pujols hit 3 home runs?
Yeah, he had a pretty good series. David Freese.
Oh, David Freese, that's a good one.
Yeah. Had an amazing series one year.
Yeah, that was good.
Won the World Series. Who?
Enos Slaughter.
Enos Country Slaughter and his mad dash home. Yes, of course. Please, a legend of baseball.
Babe Ruth calling the shot against the Cubs.
Again, a moment. Yeah, absolutely. Right up there with Gibby's homer.
Exactly.
But I mean, that was his only at bat of the series, so it's hard to say he had a great World Series. He did have a legendary moment, certainly. But no, Morgan, that's a good question. It's interesting to think about how both time and perception change over the years. And as we said before, I think on a previous episode of this show, I'll be interested to see where Freddie's, granny lands in the pantheon of, great World Series moments. The Gibson homer, and Stu, maybe I don't know if you were here for this when we were discussing, the Gibson homer was for an underdog team. And anything for the Dodgers right now, equally dramatic, sure. Score changing, yes. 2 outs, bottom of the 10th, yes. But they're an overdog team. They're a team of superstars, a team expected to win. So I don't know that it will have the same lasting resonance as a Gibson homer. I mean, to me, Gibson's is still a bigger moment than Freddie.
Yeah, well, it was much more emotional, and they didn't have Vin Scully saying that he's not playing for 7 months before he went out, and he was much more hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah. Couldn't walk.
Yeah, Freeman looked like he was okay at ankle sprain, whatever. He keep it up. But he was like, "Don't touch me at home plate. Don't touch me."
As Ben said, the only question was, would he make it around the bases?
Yeah. He was so faster than Stanton, though, which was nice.
Yes, Stanton. I could beat Stanton in a race.
Oh my goodness!
Did you see they had video of? They said this is Stanton rounding third, and they showed an old man in a walker.
Oh, the internet is undefeated, I think, on those things. Speaking of Vin, give me a Joe Davis, John Smoltz analysis. Stu, how are you liking hearing the Dodgers' hometown announcer call your Yankees in the World Series?
I tell you what, Joe Davis, I'm really, obviously I watch the Dodgers I'm in LA, so I watch the Dodgers mostly. I don't have the Yes Network, so I like Joe Davis a lot. I was so surprised when I saw his face for the first time because his voice is just so much different than his face. He's got such a baby face, right? It's interesting that he does, but he's great. Next thing you know, he's doing football. He's coming up there, right? He's really
right.
He's giving who's
the new Joe Buck?
Stu, he is
money, running for his money.
He is the next coming of same kind of temperament as Jim Nance. Jim Nance kind of quality.
Yeah,
he's a good storyteller.
Dissenting opinion on Jim Nance there from TV Jamie Huggins. What do you?
Yeah, here we go.
And Smoltzy, I'll tell you what, I could do a drinking game. How many times? It's important. It's different in the postseason. He likes to
and he says things like, "Boy, they've got the bases loaded here. If somebody could just get a hit." Thank you. Brilliant.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
No, he is good. I think Joe is fantastic. He's had great calls. There she goes. Gibby what's his name, Freddie.
Freddie me Gibby. Gibby me
Bryce
Freddie,
Harper,
whichever.
the swing of his life. He's has some
Yeah.
really, really good calls. I listen to him all the time being out here. I do love him. I'm sorry, I'm just tired of John Smoltz. I have nothing against the guy. He was a sensational pitcher, but even worse, Colin, what's coming. AJ Pierzynski. How he is on. I just, sorry, he's not on this one,
difficult.
but
Well,
where do
because
they get these?
AJ has photos, I think, of Fox executives or TBS executives. Listen, let's do it this way, because this is the show about positive baseball fandom. Mitch, give me your all-time World Series broadcast booth. One Game 7 to play. Give me a play-by-play person and a color person, and let me know who you'd most want in the booth for that.
My two favorites, but obviously the great Dodger allegiance. I think Rick Monday is an extraordinary color commentator, which he can be on a national level if he wants, because like what Gamey's alluding to, some people to state the obvious. Rick Monday goes into what the thought process might be as they're approaching, let's say, home plate, where they want to put the ball, so he'll take you into an analytical kind of feel for it, as opposed to stating the obvious. And Vince Scully, pick a Game 7 in any sport, and behind that would be Bob Costas.
I think for the purposes of this exercise, because Vin did work alone, we just have to put him in the Hall of Fame. Of course, Vin, 100%, unless you don't want Vin. But let's just take him out of this particular discussion. He did a lot of World Series. He was great, and he had interesting partners, too, over the years, Garagiola and et al. But, it's tough to pick against, Vin. Goodness.
Do you have to pick somebody who's living, or is it theoretical, like
living or dead? Living or dead. That's fine.
Well, I'm only
Harry
going
Carey
with
would be the most entertaining. Because
the one I'll tell you I like, I'll get to my Phillies in a minute. That Don Orsillo's about the best to me.
Oh, who's with the Padres now? He used to be with the Red Sox.
Sensational. He and the other guy, I don't know who he is. I'm sorry, his cohort. But
Mark, where's Frank Warren when we need him? He's there.
They're very completely knowledgeable. To me, they speak at the right times. They're funny and whatnot, which brings me to, I'm just saying, well, Richie Ashburn, the great Richie Ashburn, was one of the most fantastic color commentators ever. And if you got another half hour, I'll give you the Richie reel of highlights.
So is he better than the legendary Jerry Doggett? Okay, Dodger fans, chime in.
Jerry was fine. I love Jerry. Mark Grant, who you're thinking of, Amy.
I'm
Mark
kidding
Grant.
about Jerry Doggett.
It is Mark Grant. He's good. But I will say right now, for my money, because I listen to them, first of all, the radio guy, Scott Fransky, is sensational. But the TV guys, just because they are so funny and they call them like they see them, man. They say, the Phils are really stinking up the joint tonight. Are Tom McCarthy, who also does a lot of football and NCAA basketball, and who your sister knows, Colin, and the great John Kruk. Nobody's funnier than that guy. Nobody. The best.
John Miller for the Giants. The Giants have three amazing broadcasters.
He's good.
Yeah.
From John Miller, and then Cal Poly's own Mike Krukow, and then Dwayne Kuiper. All of those fellows working in concert together. I've always believed if I had to put one guy behind Vince Scully to do a last game besides Bob Costas, it would be John Miller who does the Giants games. A tremendous storyteller.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well,
He's really
with
good. Beautiful voice. Yes, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm certainly a big downgrade to Carl Ravitch on Sunday Night Baseball from John Miller back in the day.
Well, who do you pick, Colin? Who do you pick?
Oh, I'm going to go. A good host always lets the guest speak first.
Thank you. Sorry,
Stuart. Please give me your broadcasters. Is it the legendary John Sterling?
No, but that's
Phil Rizzuto.
Hanging fruit. Even when I was in New York, I liked Vince Scully. It didn't matter, when I came to Los Angeles, I really fell in love with him. But I always his voice was so distinctive to me. Even when I was younger, the storytelling didn't impact me as much when I got older. But it just felt like baseball. It just felt like a good day, a Saturday afternoon. It was one of those voices that hit me like that, like a diamond bullet in my heart. But not now. growing up in New York, we had some good ones. Bill White and Phil Rizzuto were great, but
White.
I'd say Bill White and possibly I like Euchre. Euchre's fun. I know he's silly.
Calls a pretty good game, actually.
Yeah, he's good, and you're always looking for something fun with him, which is great. He usually delivers. He's not that hokey, really. Sometimes he is, but sometimes he isn't. Right? He's pretty clever.
Any love for Mel Allen?
Well, I do have Mel Allen just, This Week in Baseball. Then I just got the bullshit. You're like Mel Allen and Red Barber, but I never really listened to them, really, right? You know what I'm saying? I never heard them. Only in, like, when I'm watching Ken Smurns baseball, that kind of stuff. But
oh, my goodness, yeah.
But This Week in Baseball, now that was a voice, right? The Mel Allen voice, that was great, too.
Yeah.
Rick Monday, I tell you what, though, Mitch, Rick Monday, I like Rick Monday, but I like him with Steiner on the radio better than on TV. I don't know why.
Yeah.
About it,
he's better on the radio, yes.
Yeah. So
did you see that in the Stand Up to Cancer, Dave Roberts thing was for Charlie?
Yeah, that was a nice moment. And I'm told Charlie is doing okay, that he's currently in remission and doing
he's
okay.
had a couple games, but then he went away again. He came back.
Yeah, last I heard, it was good news, but, cancer's cancer. So we're rooting for Charlie, as always, and we'll keep him in our thoughts. For my money, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be an NL Central battle between a couple of announcers who work for NL Central teams. You got Boog Shambi. I can't say his last name. Shambi. Schiambi, however it is.
Shambi.
Who does it for ESPN Radio, does some ESPN TV, but is, I think, the regular day-to-day announcer for the Cubs. And I certainly enjoyed Brian Anderson of the Brewers, who does the main TBS Turner Sports coverage. Usually has their big game opposite. Costas does one, he does the other. Very much enjoyed him. Certainly, here's an old Philly, Doug Glanville, who I've always enjoyed. Wow. Very smart.
He's good.
Very, I've read a lot of his stuff. He's just
Ivy Leaguer, man. Ivy League guy.
Yeah. Yes. I really like Doug, and I like his attitude and approach.
I think it'd be great if
Harry Callis or something.
Harry Callis?
Oh, I think the great John Facenda should do baseball. The legendary voice of the NFL.
Yes.
You know what, Mitch? I tell you, it's funny. I was watching an old show on, I was like Pluto TV. I was just playing around with it, and it was Sports Legends.
Oh, yeah.
And John Facenda was the voice of it, and he was doing like bios on DiMaggio and like other people. Like he was doing baseball.
Wow.
Football. It's actually pretty fascinating.
He is the voice of God.
And he like, for me, having grown up in Philadelphia, I didn't even know him as the sports guy. He was at WCAU TV, Channel 10 News with John Facenda.
Wow,
good evening. Tonight.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. God,
he was the main news anchor for years. And then, as I got older, I was like, why is he on those slow motion movies of football players going over the goal line?
Like spiral in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, and I have a baseball handy, not a football. Sorry. Am I the only one who watches the game with a glove?
I had a ball today. I actually had a ball.
If you catch something, please let us know.
I
was practicing my split finger. Just the position of my fingers.
I just gotta, sometimes I feel like, playing along, I guess, at home. And I gotta tell you, a little plug here from my friend Alden Bagnall, who runs Pony Made Bags on Facebook. He did a complete restitching of this bad boy. This is my glove for 20, 30 years. All of the stuff up here had come out. All of the stuff down here had come out. And he's kind of a leather working guy who does a lot of bags and luggage and leatherware and all kinds of great stuff. I said, is there any way you could take a look at these? He'll take a look at it. I'll redo it for you. I was like, oh, God, thank you. He really restitched the whole thing, gave it a little break in. It's a treasured heirloom. So consider this a little plug for Pony Made Bags on Facebook. And thank you to my friend Alden.
So we have yet another sponsor to go with some of our other big ones.
Mountain Dew, Pony Made Bags, and I don't know, Democracy, I think, is the other sponsor. But that's a separate show.
Did he leave the tears in the glove?
Yeah.
That final game?
Yes, it's all right there. Yes. By the way, this is, of course, Steve Avery model. For those of you who remember
Wow.
the fourth Atlanta Braves pitcher that wasn't Glavine
Left-handed,
Maddox, Steve Avery, and it's a right-handed glove. I don't know why
he's left-handed. Yeah, I don't know.
but it's been a fine glove. And the fun part about it is, I got these two girls, 13 and 11, about to be 12 and 14. They both can go out and have a catch with dad. We can get out there and throw it around like the hardball. Which, just the other day, just doing that, I just thought, oh man, am I a lucky dad? Real fun. And I'm very, very lucky, as I think.
No, you're fortunate. You're copy editor friend. There's a difference. You're fortunate.
I'm extremely fortunate.
I just had this conversation with my sister. There is a difference,
Yes, thank you.
And you are most fortunate, beyond fortunate. Lucky is more random, you see. Lucky
Amy,
is like spinning a wheel.
I love
Aren't
you.
you happy you invited me on this show? I will never be back, I'm sure.
No. I love you. And not only that, but today I presented my 13-year-old with Mervyn Block's RTNDA news writing guide.
Oh, there you go.
Which is my Bible for writing. And Mervyn would correct me as well. So you are in good company.
I didn't mean it to be so pedantic, but yes.
Morgan reminds us of a great World Series performance, Mad Bum, 2013 for the Giants. Yeah, that was a good one.
It's Dan hit,
Yeah, that was an amazing, man, whatever happened to the Giants?
What happened to him?
Good.
Well, what happened to the other one, Tim Lincecum?
Yeah, I think
what happened to him?
He finished with the Dodgers, and then he couldn't throw a fastball that moved anymore. But it was interesting. He finished his career as a Dodger.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he still must be only like 28.
Right? He was like 5'9", right? Like that's the problem, right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. He was like Guidry, and not very big, but boy, could they whip the ball. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
All right.
I gotta go walk my dog Munson.
Stu, I love you. We're gonna let Stu go first, Mitch. We can talk a little bit. Stu, I love you. I look forward to beating you at MLB The Show, and hopefully you'll have the guts to face us tomorrow night after Dodger victory.
I'll have 4 dogs in me. Don't worry.
If the quad dog protocol definitely won the game for you guys tonight. So I'm very very proud of you. Friends, a big hand and a thank you to Stuart Lead for joining us tonight, Mr. Yankee fan.
Without the sunglasses.
Exactly.
Stu, well, of course, we won.
Exactly. Yeah. He can show his face around here now. All right, bud. We'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
All right. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Stuart Lead. And Amy, what's up with your camera? It isn't working. Why do I not see you?
It doesn't really matter if you don't.
Oh, it doesn't really matter. Oh, it matters to me.
I don't know. I see myself, but
well, as long as you see yourself, who cares what the viewers on the screen see?
I'm on my iPad, and I'm not good at this stuff. It's a miracle I have a phone and know how to work it.
Maybe switch your camera back one more time and see if it brings you back.
What do you mean switch my camera? What camera?
Hold on one second. Here, hold on. Let me switch you. Yeah, no, I just see blackness coming from you.
That's fine. I prefer it that way.
All right,
I don't know what hold on, I'm clicking. Yeah.
You know what? The tech setup on this is top.
The only better thing than me being in black would be really. I'm sorry you put up with me, but why you invite
you're
me,
absolutely fine. You know that we love you, and you're absolutely fine. Mitch, you had a little something you wanted to share with the team.
My thought for tomorrow, Colin and Amy, is if Flaherty gets through the first 2 innings with no runs, the Dodgers will win. He's got to get through the first 2 because that's his Achilles heel. Is he rarely ever gets through 2 innings on the road. So if he shuts down for 2 innings, no runs, the Dodgers will win the game.
Oh wow! I didn't know before you said it that he's great at home and terrible on the road. I didn't know that.
Yes.
He's really what's that about?
And not good in cold weather. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the forecast for tomorrow is looking pretty okay in New York. High of 76, low of 62, partly cloudy, 15% chance of some precipitation, but probably not unpleasant, not like super cold, I don't think. If it's mid 60s by game time or thereabouts, we'll see. Getting warmer on Thursday, so they're trending in the warm direction. fingers crossed. It turns out to be a good night for Mr. Flaherty and the Dodgers. They got the tubs full of champagne ready to go. They got the T-shirts printed. They got the hats on hot standby, but they're on standby for at least one more night. You like a Flaherty hot start brings the World Series championship to LA as Mitch's prediction. Amy, as we know, is rooting for the Yankees to make it a series and send it back to LA.
Yeah, please understand. I have so many Dodger friends. I would love to see the Dodgers win. I say this only as the kind of it's not even impartial. I'm just unemotional about it and think I love baseball and I've been so disappointed. I would just love to see it. I don't want to see it to go to 7 games or even 6 games. So go Dodgers. It was just fun to see some life and interest in the game.
I think in sport, when a team wins a championship, doing it on another opposing team's court or field is really quite, just takes all the oomph out of it. So in a way, may go back to LA and the Dodgers win it, as Colin said, in 6 initially, and win in front of your fans. And I always think that's the theater of it all. You go win tomorrow in New York, the only noise you'll hear are kind of the Dodgers around the pitching mound, but it'll just be very calm. So it takes all the celebration out of it. So for those reasons, be nice to come back to LA.
I think
really nice.
You'll hear the pitching mound celebration and the media swarming on Aaron Judge. I think you probably will also hear that. It'll be kind of a descent, plague of locust style to run that guy out of town. But
no, well, that's a shame.
It is.
And again, my team didn't even make it. So what but all of these players are great. They're doing their best. I was listening today in the car. It's the old, oh boy, the Yankees, they better find something. What's the key to winning? They've got to do it. And I'm like, they weren't doing it in game 2 or game 3. I mean,
you're trying, but
there is no. It was just so. Anyway, yes, they're all great. Sometimes you perform when called on. Sometimes you can't, and you can't figure it out yourself. This is part of what makes baseball interesting to me, is the whole psychological, who can come through, and why did this player and not another? And I don't know.
Well, we shall see. And that's the beauty of watching these games play out, as we will tomorrow night, starting at 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock for our East Coast viewers. We will be on, of course, afterwards to discuss. Amy Huggins, thank you for joining us tonight. We really appreciate your expertise and rational voice of baseball fandom, unclouded by a partisan lens. It's very, very much appreciated. And Mitch Massey, as always, you are truly the dean of Central Coast Sportscasters. I'm beyond excited that you and I have been able to discuss this World Series.
Well, Colin, the contract that you sent to me to sign is I only get paid by the show.
It was
I'm making a little bit more money tomorrow.
Oh, that's right. Now, Mitch, how are you doing on your guest booking for Tony and Kenny? Your assignment was to book our old pals. How is that coming? Do we have any progress to report?
I sent something to Tony, and that's all, just Tony, and I haven't got any response. I will text him tomorrow. I've got to give him at least 24 hours, and if he thinks it's something that's good for his life, he'll jump in. So I have to work around that. So maybe you should send him.
We'll do a Cubs segment for him if he wants, or something like that. If he really needs it. But
let me see what I can do for tomorrow.
Okay? All right. See what you can do, and we will see you after the game tomorrow. Mitch and Morgan and all of my Central Coast friends and family, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night, Mitch.
Okay. All right. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Colin. Bye-bye.
Looking forward to it. So that's Mitch Massey, sportscaster emeritus at KSBY San Luis Obispo, a true gentleman, a scholar, an aficionado of baseball for many years, and just a mensch, as the kids might say, an absolute mensch. Okay, well, the headline says it all. The Yanks, came off the mat tonight and pummeled your Dodger relief corps as Dave Roberts went with the B team, protecting the arms for a full-out press to win the World Series tomorrow in Game 5. coming up again, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific on Fox. And then afterwards, you can find our post-game show on all the platforms. We're on the Facebook twice. You can find us on 2 different Facebook sites. You can find us on YouTube, TV Colin Campbell. You can find us on Instagram at TV Colin Campbell. You can find us on LinkedIn, for God's sakes, and even Twitch for those of you in the video game world. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live after the game. But and I probably should say, I guess if the Dodgers win the World Series tomorrow, we will go live probably a little bit later than normal. You know, usually we come on within the 5 to 10 minutes, like right after the game, so that we're like fresh on the commentary. I think tomorrow, if the Dodgers do win, it would be more likely that we let the trophy ceremony and stuff play out so that we can comment on it appropriately when we see it. And then, and of course, if the Yankees win, then we're hopping right on and roasting Dave Roberts again. And so, no, we will not roast Dave Roberts. I honestly, I have come around on the guy just a little bit, but please try to win every game. There's got to be a way with the millions and millions and millions of dollars of resources the Dodgers have that they can compete in every game of a World Series. Can't be throwing these ones away. 3-1 now. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. Thanks again for watching. I really do appreciate everyone's kindness and support for this little baseball show thing that we do. And we will see you next time. All right, everybody. Here's I haven't played any sound clips on the entire show. I was kind of wondering if this actually works. Let's see if it does.
We've got, armadillos in our trousers. I mean, it's really quite frightening.
Oh, there you go. All right, everyone. Have a good night.